VidCon.
Oh my gosh, Paul, you got it. We're switching seats around.
Very important.
Oh my god, we're gonna have pizza after this.
Come on, right?
Are we good? Somebody's a dedicated YouTuber. But okay, welcome to the YoungTube panel. Now, before we do anything else, I just want to say that there's going to be a Q&A period at the end of this, so if you have questions, think of your questions, and then I will have you ask them at the end. So we're going to start this off by introducing our panelists. On the far left is Nathan of the Third Pew. He is 18 years old. He has 308,000 subscribers and rapidly growing, and he manages to keep you socially aware while making you laugh. So impressive. Next up we have Savannah of savanamazing. She's 19 years old, 145,000 subscribers, and she has things from killer poems to social justice attention. She's just amazing. Then we have Harrison Houde of xturniptimex. He's 19 years old and he makes comedy videos on his YouTube channel, but you might know him better from his TV series. It's awesome for kids. And then, you're young, it's YoungTubers. And then we have Presley of ActOutGames. She has just turned 10 years old, but she has been daily vlogging for over 2 years. She's more consistent than all of us. Okay, and I'm Sabrina. I am 17 years old and I'm very good at working, so let's get this panel started. Okay. Now this is a question that all young people have been asked. What do you want to do in the future? Do you want to go to school? Do you want to focus on TV? Tell me your thoughts.
Who's answering the first question?
First one to speak, let's go.
I'll start.
Yay.
I don't necessarily want to do anything related to media, but I still feel YouTube is beneficial for anyone who wants to do anything, you know, so I think that's...
Does anyone have support?
Yeah, like I think it's like, it opens like a million opportunities in anything you want to do, really.
And for me, honestly, what I'm going to be doing when I grow up probably doesn't exist yet, so I have no clue. I don't really know.
You have a very long time till you're considered grown up. How about you, Nathan?
Personally, I want to go to college, so I'm going this fall. I like YouTube, but I don't think that's what I want to do. But I like it's over here that it's like a good way to open doors and opportunities for other things. And I think I'm good at this, like speaking to an audience and stuff like that about certain issues and stuff. So I kind of want to do. I'm not good at that many things, all right? So I think this is something that will hopefully open doors.
Yeah. So YouTube opens doors, basically. It's opened up a lot of doors. Now, everybody on this panel has started making videos at least 3 years ago. I only say that just because this one probably wasn't even able to talk before 3 years ago. Now,
I
-7.
was able to
oh my gosh, I have severely underestimated you. Now, we've all grown up with YouTube, and I wanted to ask, how has growing up on YouTube affected you? How has growing up online changed the type of person that you are? Yes, speak, just go for it. Like for me, it's helped me gain a lot of, see, I'm the only one talking to. Like for me, it's helped me gain a lot of confidence. Like I've been able to become slightly more articulate. If you think this is bad, you should have seen me a few years ago. I just stumbled across sentences.
Yeah.
You guys.
Well, I think for me, like I was always like confident, and I really liked to I started. Like we're all YouTubers. We make videos about ourselves. Like honestly. So I think like honestly, it was I don't know. Like, I grew up in a small town, and there was nothing to do. So I bought a camera, and I was like, I'm gonna make videos because it's something to do that doesn't involve breaking the law or like getting into trouble or like, you know what I mean? So it's something good to do and it's fun and like now I'm here.
Yes, now you're speaking on the panel.
Yeah, so I think it's like, it's yeah.
I was always very shy, I was not as confident as apparently you were as a young boy. But YouTube definitely was the thing that let me come out of my shell, because a lot of times people start YouTube because they feel like the outcast, or because they feel like they can't relate to others, and they find this community of people who they feel that, hey, these people are like me, these people are scared to talk to other people, let's talk to each other, you know? So I think for me, because I started when I was 14 maybe, and I had just started high school, scared out of my mind. And it totally helped me kind of find who I was as a person, and my interests and my passions and what I really just loved to do, you know? So I think it helped me loads in that respect.
Technically, I haven't grown up yet, but I've been on YouTube I've been on YouTube since I was 7, and on the internet since as long as I can remember, really. So it's definitely helped me grow up. I've been using YouTube for education. I've been using YouTube for entertainment. I use YouTube for learning how to do stuff. I use YouTube for pretty much everything. So I have no idea what I'd be like if I hadn't discovered YouTube.
Do you think YouTube helped you become as articulate as you are? Because you do a better job moderating this panel than I would.
Probably, because I watch a lot of different content, and seeing a lot of different people makes me, well, become part of those lots of different people.
Yes. And also, do you think it's given you like more of an awareness of like social issues? Because before, when I first started YouTube, I was like, what's happening? And now, like, I'm aware of so many different types of genders, sexualities, and all that stuff. So how do you think do you think YouTube has effect on that?
I think it certainly helps.
I guess internet culture as a whole has sort of made it easier to access all those different ideas and to be more socially aware, just because so many people, I guess, that do YouTube, and there's so many people who are totally, like, they know social issues now, you know, and that's why, society is changing just entirely, you know, because so many people are becoming more aware of this stuff. So yeah, YouTube gives people a platform to share their opinions and say something.
Thank you. Well, when it comes to social awareness, dude, like this generation, we have, with the internet and everything, we have so many like ways to learn, and it's so great because I feel like we're really about to change some stuff. But personally, YouTube, Tumblr too, but there's a lot of like really smart people, and I've learned a lot, and now I feel like I can share what I've learned with my audience, so that's always great. And what was the question again? was it growing up on YouTube, or did you like?
It's like growing up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
you
actually
kind of
skipped
strayed
the
around.
Oh, the social awareness, yeah, no. I already answered. I'm just moving.
Okay, cool. We're going to move on because clearly that wasn't working out for us. So, we've all grown up on YouTube, and I was wondering, because we've all changed as people, as we said, so how do you handle your influence knowing that your opinions might just change, like on social issues? How do you handle that?
By having correct opinions.
How do you know what a correct opinion is? Like,
I was just being sassy. Sorry. But yeah, I think you just need to have that consciousness. You know, you need to have that consciousness that what you say will impact other people. Not that it might impact other people, but it will impact other people. You know, just because being on YouTube, people look to you as a source of, inspiration, I guess, but also just for, to set a basis for their own opinions. Just because people find it so easy to relate to, you know, when that's happening. So, yeah, I think it's just having that awareness that if you say something questionable, you know, people are going to grab onto it. So, you know, I guess it's just being conscious that what you say might impact others.
Yeah, because I think it's so, I think it's like, yeah, like a lot of people say, like, you gotta be careful what you're saying, like, you gotta be conscious about it. And
It's the internet, you can't have opinions.
Yeah, well, I think it's that's what I'm saying. I think it's very important to, like, stick to your own opinions and, like, make sure that you're telling people what your opinions are, otherwise it's like, everyone's this cookie cutter, I don't have an opinion, I'm, like, perfect.
So how do you draw the line between there's been so many social issues that's been coming up. How do you know when, do you skirt around the issue? Do you say like opinionless, a weird blob, opinionless mass? Or
I think it's up to the person, really. I think it's up to you, like you personally, to feel like what you want to share with your audience. Like, whatever your audience is. Yeah. Like it depends on your audience, like what you want to share with them and what they can handle, obviously.
I try to talk about things that personally I know about more. I don't want to speak over any type of group. Like for example, like feminism, I'd rather retweet women that actually understand it more. I don't want to speak over them. So just the ones that I'm more educated about. Otherwise, I don't want to speak on anything that I don't know about. So that's where I draw the line.
Okay. Draw the line when you don't know about it. That's a good place to draw the line.
Talk about stuff they really don't know about. And that's how they get in trouble, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that.
Now, thinking about the people who talk about stuff that they don't know about, how do you think young people
Who say wrong things, I think we all know what we're talking about, officer combiner. How much do you think they should be held accountable for? Like, that was a bad sentence. Like, to what degree? A lot of people say that they should be kicked off YouTube. What do you think? Because it might have been youthful ignorance.
Nash Career.
Is Nash Career in the audience?
Are you here?
I'm just trying to keep it low key, but apparently not.
Well, I forgot the question.
Do you think that they should be accountable?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you should be accountable for what you're saying.
I don't think they should be demonized, and I don't think they should be treated as subpar or subhuman because they said something crappy about women once, you know. And it's obviously a lot of times it is just being dumb and being ignorant because the internet is so accessible to everybody, and it's so accessible to 12-year-olds who think gay jokes are funny, you know. So I don't know. Are you thirsty?
I'm always thirsty. Savannah,
It's a good water.
Do you like it? Yeah?
we're talking about how you should be accountable for things that you say.
I'm done talking.
Okay. Hey Nathan, you've been wanting to talk.
I'm so glad because my parents were on my case when I was, because I started freshman year of high school and now I just ended high school, which is really cool to be here by the end of high school. My parents were on my case and looking at my Twitter and YouTube and stuff to make sure I didn't really say anything dumb. And I was that annoyed me at first, but now I'm glad because it trained me to not tweet whatever's on my mind all the time. And people will be looking back at your tweets from 2011 and pull it up with, you said this? What is wrong with you? And then that's gonna never forget. So I'm glad that I learned to not tweet whatever.
What about you, Presley?
I think that people should be held accountable to the horrible things they say if that remains their opinion, even after being corrected. So if someone says something wrong and then someone brings up that was incorrect and these people have different opinions and all sorts of things that would make their opinion change. If they change their opinion, they don't have to be held accountable for what they said in the past. But if that remains their opinion, then go for it. Go hold them accountable however much you want.
How can you make words like that? It's incredible. Now, okay, we got that stuff out of the way. Now, the question that was advertised on this description for this panel, how do you balance school and YouTube?
That's an easy question for me. YouTube is school. Yeah. So I don't really have to balance them.
Oh yeah, you're homeschooled, right?
I am homeschooled and I use YouTube for educational stuff. So
like
if I
crash
don't-
course?
Yeah, like crash course.
Crash course kids.
Shout out to the big
What about you guys?
Vsauce. That's all I have to say. I just watched Vsauce and I'm like,
That's how you balance school and YouTube?
yeah. Oh, sorry, that's what it is. I just wanted to add to that. I was just
Like,
like,
this is
Vsauce.
really wrong
Yeah, so I recently finished school, and I'm actually an actor, like full-time, so I was working on a show, so I was balancing trying to do YouTube, act, and do school, which gets pretty crazy, and it's pretty hectic, so you get it done. Like, if you want to make YouTube videos in school, like, you get both.
How does it work when sorry.
How
does it work when you're like,
I feel like you could just replace, how do you balance school and, like, fill in the blank? Yeah, it's just...
How do you balance school and hockey practice?
Right, it's just, like, having, you know...
Find the time.
Yeah, if it's something you love and it's something, you know, that you care about, then you find the time to do it.
The thing is, you have to figure out, like, what you're putting first. Like, I
Always put YouTube first. It is much more important than school.
Do you want to be YouTube? I don't want to be responsible. Do you even care?
I was always, if you watch my videos whenever they come out, like, you know I don't upload that much, and that was because I was trying to focus on school, and then get into a good college, and I got into a good college, so thank you. But sorry for not uploading. Also, actually, it's summer now, and I still haven't uploaded, so there's no excuse. But, like, for example, like I mentioned my parents earlier, I'm pretty sure the only reason they allowed me to keep doing, because I was like a kid, and they were like, what is this? Why are you putting all your shelf on the internet? But I like made sure to let them know that I was putting school first. It wasn't like dropping out of clubs or stuff to make more videos. So I think that's important to remember. Or it depends on what you want to do, honestly. That was just me.
I missed a lot of homework to focus on my YouTube videos at one point.
That's really helping.
No, like that's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like kids that like art will spend time drawing instead of doing homework. You know, kids that like writing will spend time.
It's really worked out for you. We're not promoting skipping school
No,
to all the
no.
parents here.
No,
Yeah.
your child focuses on
just
school.
I think it's like do whatever you want to do in life as long as it's positive and you're making yourself happy and you're not like making other people unhappy.
Yeah.
That's my life rule right there.
Yeah, okay. Now, this is a big question. How has your age affected your stance on the platform? Starting with, how relatable are you? That's a big thing on YouTube. Like, you can place
I love Netflix. Pizza, am I right?
Do you like talk your age on your YouTube channel? Because like that's something I do. Like I talk about all the cool
No, that sucks. I hate that. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Is that why you're not subscribed to me?
I forgot you guys were all here. Well, I don't know what to say.
Well, that's like a solid opinion. Like,
No, I think it's just that I don't think people should make being relatable their number one like priority, you know, just because there's so many like people have so many interesting things to say, and to limit it to like what's hip, you know, like that's lame. And it's just you're not going to be able to be creative that way. You're not going to be able to kind of explore your interests that way, you know. So don't worry about what everyone else likes and what will get the most retweets.
Is it fair to say trying to be relatable will make you unrelatable?
No, it'll make you super
I've seen a fair
relatable.
few YouTube channels that have grown off relatability.
Yeah.
That's
No,
true.
I agree.
To be fair, like it's a very solid way to start off because like you talk about what you know, and if you happen to like popular things, which makes sense, that's what makes it popular.
Yeah, I just think it's very important to be able to grow your own opinion.
Alright, if we're being honest, like the most famous YouTubers, Viners are the ones that are like, don't you hate when your mom calls you to do your homework? Oh no! That's the end of the line. So true. It really is like what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with it, but like I also try to relate. It's always good to relate to people because like being relatable is not bad.
Yeah.
That's true.
But it just depends on how creative you are with your relatability.
Yeah,
So,
I can relate.
yeah.
I honestly don't know how relatable I am, but there are several like people my age on YouTube who are watching, and they might find relatability into me. But I basically try and get big by having people that enjoy my content and would like to watch it more. And some people may like my content because I'm relatable, and some people may like my content because I'm unique. It doesn't really matter.
Solid. All of you have better like stance on relatability than I do. I'm just like, I hate it, but I want to be it.
Crave that validation.
Another, how how does your age affect the respect level that you got on YouTube? Because like some people consider younger people on the platform to be somewhat less. Like we consume content rather than create it.
Yeah, and that sucks because I mean,
It happens.
no, yeah, but I mean, like I said before, because YouTube is so accessible to people of all ages now, obviously, like by our group of people here, people are discovering that young people can do things, you know, and young people are intelligent, and young people are driven, and they're like ready to take on the world, you know. So I think if people are still discriminating by age, then they're idiots, because you know, young people are awesome and they can do everything.
That's you guys. How about you, Nathan? Everybody loves you.
Anyway, so the question was, it's about respect and age.
Yeah.
Like, well, people think I'm like 25 or something. But I'm 18, so I think people respect an 18-year-old that speaks on certain things or is aware of certain things that adults aren't doing, if you feel me. So, like, no one's really been like, what, you're 18 or 17 or whatever, like, get out of my face, you know what I mean? So people are like usually like appreciative that, or surprised, because most kids, like in my high school, they're just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say it without being mean.
Hi, Harrison.
Well, yeah, the question is like,
Yeah, has it affected like how your stance on YouTube? Like one thing that happens is that they write off a lot of teenagers.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I think like a lot of like when you're a younger teenager, especially, or like a young kid, or like between the ages, like any age under 18, they often just automatically discredit you, even though like you might have like a better, like you probably do have a better idea than like anybody else that's over the age of 18. You know what I mean? Or like are more ambitious and like can actually get it done. They often discredit you, and I think it's not very fair, but I think it's starting to change a little bit.
I think people are scared of people.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shoot, like I'm, you know, I have competition now for the teenagers.
Yeah, it's very much like a,
I mean,
because it is.
Well, yeah, because like I said, like, I mean, we can do anything, and for us to be so intelligent, you know, and so aware, like we were talking before about.
Like Presley scares me, like
yeah.
he's better than all of us.
Like, I'm scared of her. Me too. I just have
Like, how has it affected you? Because you are a tiny person.
Well, people underestimate me at first, especially in my educational videos, and they are always blown away. And they comment about how they were blown away about how a kid taught them more than 2 years of college and Japanese in college. Excuse me. But
Yeah, she's also bilingual, so what?
What can you do? Can you juggle all our water bottles? Just kidding.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
well, I just feel really cool when people are underestimating me, and then I get to prove them wrong.
Shove it in their face.
Just like, I can teach you Japanese. There you go. Kid just taught you Japanese.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like a lot of growing respect. Like last year it was pretty iffy, but this year they're like, oh yeah, you're legit, right? I've seen a lot more young people.
Now, one thing though,
This fangirl issue, like especially you are also a teen girl, do you feel like you're written off a lot of the time as like being a fangirl, don't chase after me screaming?
Well, I don't do any of those things. But I mean, no, definitely when I was younger, I guess, just because, I mean, I'm 19 now, so I think the main fangirl demographic is probably like, I don't know, 12 to 15-year-olds or something in that age bracket. So I can't really speak for myself now, but definitely when I was that age, I felt super discredited, I guess, because I went to VidCon for the first time in 2011, I guess, and it was like, I mean, first, it was a totally different environment. But even then, I still felt like I was just sort of there, not really contributing anything, or that's what people thought anyways. But no, I feel like, yeah, now, just because of all like the fangirl hate or whatever, because no one likes when people scream. But no, I feel like there's lots of like girls on YouTube who are younger and being very, very creative and very, I guess, kind of groundbreaking, you know? And people aren't paying that much attention because they just assume that they're here to see like Healthy Days or something, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think Alfie's a good Alfie's my
I got you. Now, how has your age affected the opportunities you've gotten? Because I'm aware that like, all of you have gotten pretty solid opportunities, right? Yeah. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Hey, Nathan. Has your changed your
I really haven't got like opportunities. I'm just here. That's like the only thing that I got.
That's not an opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I thought you meant like.
I've gotten to travel. I've gotten to meet incredible people. I've gotten to, you know, I've gotten to see all these amazing things just because of YouTube. Like, long story short, I live in London now, and it's basically exclusively because of YouTube. And I got to leave. I'm from a small town in Ohio, and I got to leave my like farm town to like go to the city basically because of YouTube. That wouldn't have happened if I never started YouTube. I've met so many amazing people. I have all of my friends, all of my most amazing friends are from this, and so I think that's an opportunity.
Like as far as like, yeah, YouTube, I started on YouTube and I started my acting career at the same time, and YouTube helped like build my acting career for sure. Like every time I went on audition, I had YouTube on my resume, like they're checking out my YouTube channel, they're like, oh, this kid's ambitious, he's making his own content, he's acting in his own content, plus like he's doing all the other stuff, so he's obviously interested in the industry and he wants to do this. So I think it really helps. And I've actually booked like a science show that went 3 seasons in Canada where I'm from, and like that's because of YouTube. Solely because of YouTube. The producer of that show was like, if it wasn't for your YouTube channel, we probably wouldn't have hired you for this. Because
like really honest guy.
Yeah, like he was straight up. He was like, your YouTube channel is like what made it for us, because it's like they wouldn't have seen me otherwise. It was like it was like 4 or 5 years ago. That's like what started my acting career as well. So it's like the opportunities I've gotten from YouTube for my acting career and vice versa. It goes hand in hand. It's like insane. Along with like meeting friends and like coming here and like everything.
Yes, you make friends off YouTube. I think we get that. Sorry, that sounds really sassy. Right? Snapchatting while you're supposed to be sitting on a panel. Has your age affected the opportunities you've got?
Well, I've gotten several opportunities, although I've gotten several opportunities before, but most of them are sort of, were at first, some of the opportunities that I got were related to me being young, like reviewing toys and stuff like that, but now that I've done a lot more science and stuff, I've been able to do all sorts of really cool sciencey stuff.
Did you get to speak on a panel?
I got to speak on a panel, this one, as well as a panel at the YouTube space a while ago, and I actually was on the news with Steve Mangler, who is the local science person, because of my science content. So I've gotten several amazing opportunities, and they don't, of course, at first they seemed like they revolved around me being 10, 9, but now they're more revolved around my content, and it's just amazed me how people look past how old I am and actually give me opportunities based on my content.
That is always nice. Yeah, for me, like my age got me like the job that I have hosting Crash Course Kids. They were like, oh, we need somebody to host a show for young people. Who do we know that's young? And it was solely based off my age, which is flattering, but also like, oh, so kind of what happened to you. Now, this question's for the parents, and I think I see a few parents in the audience. Is it safe for your kids to be making videos? Because I understand if you're like, stranger danger, don't talk to people on the internet. So I just wanted to see first off, what the panelists' parents think of them making YouTube videos. Because my parents are weirdly supportive and they watch all my videos. My mom retweets me.
Yeah.
My dad favorites all of my tweets.
Yeah, my mom is literally like on my Twitter retweeting everything I do and Facebook. But no, it's interesting because my parents were pretty supportive of me making videos, but they're always very like, oh, like be careful about like talking to older people especially, and like you don't want like creepers and stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then I convinced my dad, and I went to the first VidCon in 2010, and it's like that's when I think my parents realized, and like especially me as well, like after like hearing that from my parents all the time, it's like, nah, there's like not a lot of like creepy. There is creepy people, but there's not a lot that will actually like confront you. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're behind it.
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's young, and it's, I mean, they were very stress me being safe, you know. And I mean, I was a you know, like conscious kid, you know, so I understood, I guess, the implications. But I mean, if there are any, I guess there's not really any. Well, there are parents. If a young person, I guess, wants to start making videos, there's loads of like safety things that I think need to be like recognized. Like I mean, I wish I did this, but like to not use your full name and stuff. And just
I wish I did that too.
Yeah, like I totally wish I did that. But no, yeah, they were always very supportive, but just had me make sure that I was safe, I guess.
Yeah, my parents have always been really very, very supportive, and they are a gigantic part of my YouTube channel. I would have never made and posted that first vlog if it wasn't for my parents saying that I could. So I am very thankful to my parents for allowing me to do it. And most of the time it is safe to post videos, as long as, well, you're not using too much personal information and stuff like that. Just don't, you can do it. And there are creepy people in the comments, and there are haters. If they're haters, ignore them. If they're creepy people, delete the comments. That's it.
Yep. But what advice would you give to?
I think it's important. I think it's important for parents to like not just like here's the camera, like go have fun, like go like shoot your video, put it on YouTube, like no, like especially for like when I was younger, like parents need to like know what you're posting and like what kind of stuff you're making and stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
But how would, like, I got a lot of these questions like on Tumblr and stuff, like how would I convince my parents? How do I teach them what the YouTube thing is? So what do you think parents do?
I just uploaded. My parents didn't want me to.
You're the worst.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, I feel like it depends on the age.
You're talking to the side of your mic.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Like over time they accepted it, but convincing your parents, I feel like maybe if you told them like how passionate you are about it, maybe, or show them like make a video for fun and then show them and be like, can I upload this? I don't know.
I think that's what I did. Like I made a bunch of videos and then was showing them to my parents, and then they were like, and I was like, I'm gonna upload them. And they're like, sure.
That's hard, because if that's something your parents are closed-minded about, then typically it's not something that'll change, because, I mean, I think the sort of stigma is lessening now, but there's definitely a time where the internet was like, oh, the online predators, and like, get your children, and like, so it was just all of this, like, wacky stuff that I think scared off, I guess, the older generation, but, no, yeah, I think, yeah, convince them you're passionate, kind of maybe introduce them to the community. You know, say, here's this group of people, they're young like me, and this is what they're doing, and it's safe, and it's beneficial, you know, and so, I guess, yeah, tell
If
them.
you can, just like drag them to VidCon, because like, all the parents that I've met at VidCon just said like, oh, YouTube isn't actually that everything.
I think, yeah, they don't realize the community aspect of it. I think they just think you're gonna put it on and then some weirdo's gonna find you, and, you know, but there's so many like-minded people that are doing the same thing and are getting so much from it, so I think just introduce them to that aspect.
What about you, Presley?
Well, if people want to convince their parents to let them be on YouTube, one of the main things about YouTube is it polices itself. And YouTube, well, if there's a YouTuber that does something wrong, the YouTube community will call that person out. So nothing bad goes unnoticed in YouTube. The community polices itself. Like Nathan, he does a lot of really cool videos about policing other parts of the YouTube community. And it's just really cool to see how it polices itself. So nothing will go wrong without the entire YouTube community knowing about it.
Yeah, so it's a good way to show your parents, like, it's relatively safe on the platform, but on the other hand, there have been some negative experiences.
No,
So
yeah, I think it's totally important.
He's banned, right? Yes.
I did not hear a word you said. I just heard
Sam Pepper is banned, right?
Oh, yeah, God. That one.
Wait, he's not here.
So, one thing I want to ask is, like, what type of experience have you had? Like, the positive experiences that really make YouTube worthwhile so that they can convince their parents, but also, like, the negative ones?
Oh yeah, well there's loads of horrible people.
Yeah. There's terrible people everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. But I think, I mean, speaking as a woman, you know, there's really crappy people on YouTube that say horrible things.
Watch your language, there is a child here. Whispers it. She is bleeping words.
that a swear word? There's some bad people on YouTube that will say nasty, nasty things. And I mean, yeah, that's true. I guess that's how it is everywhere, but I guess the idea of YouTube is that you're putting yourself out there for people to see you and to comment on your appearance or, you know, your flaws or whatever. So, I don't know, it's just important to recognize that people like that exist and people like that don't matter.
You are uploading a video and you are going to be judged.
Yeah.
So expect to be judged.
You're going to be judged on your looks.
On everything.
On every little thing about you.
Yeah, I uploaded a video once and I just got one comment that's like, she's ugly.
Thanks! Thanks for that.
Thank you for watching my content.
Harrison, your show sucks. I'm like, thank you so much.
Did you say Kenneth?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. But like, how do you deal with that stuff? Because I think all of us have received the fair, hate comments.
Some people are going to like your stuff and some people aren't. I think that's the best way to look at it. It's like not everyone loves like every single show that's on TV, but obviously some people do if the show is like getting picked up, you know what I mean? Like, so not everyone's going to like your YouTube videos.
I mean, I've been hacked. Like, people have gotten into my Twitter and my computer, and I guess for some people it's more than just like, you're ugly, you know, it's like, it can be dangerous, you know, to an extent. So, I mean, dealing with like haters, whatever, it's just like, yeah, fine, like, you don't matter, and it's just not to let it get to you, but I mean, there are occasions in which it can be like
Solid power crime.
yeah. Like it can come to more than that. So yeah, just be safe. Be safe. I don't know what to say.
Do you guys respond to those comments ever?
Well, I do
Sometimes when they're really funny.
when I'm trying to pick a fight, I do.
I used to do it way too much, and it was like stressing me out. So I just like, I type it, and then I delete my comment, and I delete their comment. So like,
I really want to respond sometimes. I really do. Like, sometimes I get hate comments that are, why are you not smart? And I'm like, am I not smart what? I really want to respond.
Get that sass on.
Sass the people.
So do you think it's not worthwhile to reply to those comments?
For them, like 99.9999%.
Random person on the internet, it's literally, you're still young, like, what's the point of arguing with
Well,
these
that's
people?
what they want most of the time. They want to get a rise out of people.
Well, when you delete those comments, because a lot of people thought, well, oh, that's censorship. Why are you doing that?
No, it's my video. Why? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I tweeted this once. I said, people that leave nasty comments on other people's videos are like people walking into your house and pooping everywhere. Like, no one asked you to come here. I invited you in and you messed it all up, so be gone.
I'm not like a congregation to be like,
No.
oh, you're pooping on my phone. I don't have to like
Let
be
me
nice to
clean
you.
that up
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you. Like, no, that sucks. Leave. Bye.
Sounds very fair. Now, like one of our last questions is, what was the most
Positive thing that's ever come out of you having a YouTube channel? Like, what makes it all worthwhile?
This is awesome.
Being young on YouTube is a really cool thing because a lot of like the audience on YouTube is also young. So if you're trying to speak about anything or whatever, you're speaking to like peers. You know what I mean? Like you're speaking like your people. And like if I was like a 30-year-old person speaking to teenagers, I don't think it has the same effect. And I feel like being a teenager has had a more positive result of me speaking to other teenagers. So that's always something to be appreciative of.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome that still being so young, you have this platform of people that are willing to listen to you, you know, and willing to, you know, watch what you make. And I think that's awesome, I think. You know, and just, I mean, like Nathan said, if you have this platform of people that are willing to listen to you, you're able to use it to, like, create so much change. Even if even if you're like a smaller YouTuber or whatever, you can still impact so many people with it. So I don't know, I think that's awesome. I think that's probably the best opportunity that's
Okay, Harrison, you did that mouth open thing, and I didn't know if you wanted to talk or not. That's been happening a lot. You guys like make eye contact with me and move your mouth a bit, and I'm like, do I stop the person?
I'm just like really eager to speak. I love hearing my own voice.
You wanna say something?
We kind of touched touched on it earlier, and so did you and Presley and everyone. So yeah, like you get to make so many friends. There's so many positive things about YouTube. Like, I don't know, it's just fun making videos. It's what I like to do, and I get to share it with other people who are like-minded and get their opinions, and it's like a fun thing. And why not?
Okay. How about you, Presley? You want to say anything?
Yeah. The most positive things that I've got out of YouTube is either being able to come out here and do things and meet all sorts of really cool people, or the small-ish community that is following me, interacting with me, interacting with each other. And it's just amazing to look at the comments and see these new friendships that were built by watching me. It's amazing.
Yes. Okay, now, the question that would inevitably be asked, if you had to give advice to a young person who is about to start YouTube, what would you say?
Just do it! Just go out and start making videos and do it. Like actually though, like just start making videos, you do it if you want to do it. Yeah.
Don't just copy each other's answers. Don't copy Shia Buff's answer. I'm asking you guys for Shia.
No, that's my honest opinion. I actually think that if you want to do something, like just go out and do it. And like I said, like if it's positive and you're happy and you're making other people happy, then yes, everyone will be happy and do good things in life.
My main little advice tidbit, I think, is that to make stuff that you're passionate about and not what you think will get the most attention or like views and stuff. Because people recognize passion and people know when someone really likes to do something, you know, and I think there's nothing better than being able to share what you're passionate about with other people. So yeah, don't make what you think people will like, make what you find inspiring.
At the same time though, like if you can't think of your first video idea and you just want to make a tag, there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's this weird stigma around doing tags and challenges.
Yeah, I think it's
but they're the easiest. They're like the easiest and the most fun things to make. And if you're just looking for a way to start off making videos,
yeah, and I mean if that's what you want to do, then that's awesome. If that's what you genuinely enjoy, that's awesome. But at the same time, I don't think you should make a tag video because, you know,
Just to make tag.
right, and you're sitting there, oh, I hate this tag, toilet tag, what's this? And then you're like,
That's a thing.
it is a thing, yeah, but
like you just like take a video of yourself while you're doing your business. That's
No.
toilet tag.
no. So if it's something that you're like, oh, this is dumb, then don't do it. Be creative, be innovative, do cool stuff.
Okay, so my advice for anyone who's already on YouTube or starting YouTube, I have 2 pieces of advice, and they're pretty much all you need to start YouTube. The first one is be yourself, do what you want. If you're happy doing it, then do it. Doesn't matter what it is, just do it if you're happy. And the second one is, if you want to make good videos, you're going to have to make a lot of bad ones. So just keep that in mind, and you'll be growing to the top of YouTube in no time.
What do you mean?
Yeah, just like how you said, you're gonna make bad videos. Just realize that like everyone's bad at first, and you only get better with practice. People are like, how can I make my first video not bad? It's like, it's gonna be bad. Just make it, and then over time, you just get better. That's just how it
It takes a lot of the fear out of it. Like people put too much pressure on themselves to make this amazing first video. Like all of our first videos were probably the worst.
I love Speedy Waiter.
Not even touch on that. I think I
Charlie
tried.
is so cool.
I listed my first video.
All of my original videos are gone. I'm so embarrassed by them that they're all gone, and no one's ever gonna see them ever again. So,
Our reference for all of these.
I mean, they were horrible. They're absolutely horrible, and that's fine because now I'm good. I'm good at what I'm doing now, and it's because I was really bad at first.
So yeah, my first video was me eating a cookie and I posted it on Tumblr. 2 notes. And Peter. What?
Never mind.
Okay. Did you get your advice? I can't remember.
I did.
Okay.
So for comparison, for anyone that's seen my recent videos, my first video was shot this way. I had
Vertical?
yes,
And
and I was wearing pajamas. That's how bad my first video was. So don't be afraid if yours is that bad.
and
if I had to give advice to anyone, I'd say that you're not gonna get famous with your first few videos. Like, I feel like a lot of people, if you're really starting soon anyway, like, I'm gonna finish off my advice though. It could be very discouraging, but like the numbers, you can get obsessed with it. Like, I am honestly obsessed with the numbers, and it's very unhealthy. So try and ignore that if you can. Just like turn off anything that tells you what your subscription number is.
Well, yeah, no one who is like big on YouTube said, I want to be YouTube famous, you know? So like, it wasn't, they didn't start off like, yeah, you know, like watching the numbers and, you know, they just did it because they loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So make videos if you love making videos. Don't just do it for them views. Now, I think we're starting our Q&A because we have 15 minutes. Questions? Go. Yes, you. Hello.
Okay. We can have a line up.
There's a mic.
Yeah.
If you have a
There's a
question,
lineup
that's
for
a
the
mic.
mic.
Yes, I think that's what happened.
This is so
Sabrina, how did you not know this?
I don't know.
Disappointing.
I was like, why is there a mic there? That's over. Somebody sing.
How has having a substantial YouTube following, how has that affected the way you interact with other people in like your own life who are also your age?
Well, one thing is that sometimes it can get awkward because when somebody comes up to you to say hi, at first you might think like, oh,
They know my YouTube channel. Should I have, like, do you want to take a picture with me?
like, oh, we just know you through someone, like through a friend, and it's the most awkward thing. So, like, I've become a lot more immediate response, like, oh yeah, let's take a selfie together, rather than talking like a normal person. What about you guys?
I think like all my friends like are like, oh, he makes YouTube videos.
Yeah, like, take it in
I'm like, yeah, guess what? Oh, you don't make YouTube videos.
Yeah. Do people treat you differently in real life because of your number of subscribers?
Actually, my grandparents use my videos as a way to keep up with what I'm doing. So we don't really have to keep up over the phone. They just watch my videos, and then they just are like, oh yeah, that was really cool when you were riding on the skate park on that scooter.
Oh yeah, but that is like super weird. Like you're talking to people and they know what happened in your life. And you're like, did I tell you this? How did you know this happened?
You guys have anything to say down there?
Did we answer your question? I'm not sure if we did.
Yes, that was great. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks.
Oh, it's
It's my
I saw your hand. I love your, what's that called? Leg.
Thank you, everybody who answered.
Okay, so my question is, with YouTube and everything, you get treated like people and not like kids, but do you ever like kind of get cultural shock going back into the real world and having people treat you as adolescents and not people?
Well, actually, like a majority of my life is in the real world. Like I just forget that YouTube is a thing sometimes. So I'm like, oh. And then when I come here, people are like, oh, can I get a picture with you? And I'm like, why is this happening? What about you guys?
Yeah, I think because we're Canadian, like no one recognizes us.
We don't actually.
Like literally when we come here, it's like, oh yeah, it's selfie, blah, blah. And then it's like, it could be your wife Canada, it's just like silent.
Nobody cares about us.
It's just like,
We're constantly treated like adolescents.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you guys not still learn?
I mean, I know, because, well, I mean, I'm trying to think back to when I was younger. I mean, I'm 19, you know, I'm 19, and I so old. Well, I know, but I just, I was at the same age. I recognize your sarcasm, but I just, mean that, like, I don't feel as though I get, like, talked down to anymore because of my age. I don't know, that might be just me, but I don't feel like I get talked down to.
I've had a lot of respectful like people in my life that they
It's really to do with the environments and like the kind of people you interact with.
And a lot of adults are like super supportive about the internet culture. They're like,
You know what this is? Can you make a video for me?
anything else, or do we move on? Did we answer your question? I'm going to say that every single time because I don't know we're doing it. Cool. Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, I'm a parent.
Oh yes.
I've got an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old who are really just chomping at the bit to start making their own videos, you know, focusing on their passions. As a parent, you know, I want to be there to support them and help them because obviously they don't have their own money for supplies and equipment But how much help did you guys get from your parents when you were starting, and at what point do parents need to just back off?
They haven't yet.
Well, in terms of like cameras and stuff, I had like a flip cam, like a $50 like flip cam that I made like one of the videos with. But in terms of like, yeah, I don't know. I basically did everything myself. After that,
Just Lootcrate. I'm making videos, okay?
I just everyone okay with that. No, but well, like, do you mean in terms of like money or like anyway?
How much input do you allow your parents to do?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's always like if your parents are saying like, hey, like I don't think you should like say this or do this or something, and you're still younger, then I think it's important to recognize that okay, maybe I don't know best.
Yeah, so like, you should monitor the videos that they make.
Yeah, I definitely think like, yeah, because when they're that age, like 8 and 12, that is still very young. You know, that's like elementary school age, and I mean at that point, everything they do is monitored, you know, to an extent. And then when they have this platform where they can like do anything and say anything they want, there needs to be some moderation, you know, just for their safety, you know, just for the sake of everyone being.
What about you guys?
From experience, like I made my first videos when I was 12, and I think I remember like before I would upload videos, I would definitely like pitch them like to my parents, like the ideas before I'm even filming them and stuff. I'm like, is this cool? Is this cool? And, like sometimes they're like, no, it's probably not a good idea. I had some terrible ideas, and I was like, thank you.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but also from a financial standpoint, I think a lot of it is, I asked my parents if I could get a camera, and they told me just save up for it, just so that I know that you are in for this, right?
Yeah.
Because like as a kid, you might just want to go for it, and then just start buying the stuff on your own, give them a gift if it's clear that they're interested in it. Next question, sorry.
Okay. Do you guys ever feel more pressure to make better videos because some people in the media do see younger people as lesser?
Yes.
But always, I just like want to make
Yeah,
videos, you know?
I think I always want to make a better video. Like my next video, I'm always wanting it to be better. And I think that should be for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. So there's the pressure to always just beat yourself. Beat the last video you make it better. And if it just so happens that the media pressures us to be better,
Yeah, and I think like Presley said, it's awesome to prove older people wrong. It's awesome to say I'm really good at doing what I'm doing, you know. And if you underestimated me, then that's your own problem. You know, so I think just to get that satisfaction of saying this is how good I am, you know, I think that's, you know, so yeah. Yes.
Thanks for the thumbs up.
Two very pressing questions. One, how do you feel about Shia LaBeouf as a meme? Very important question.
I feel like Shia LaBeouf is such an important person. Like,
Action Jaden Smith.
I just saw all of you had very different reactions when earlier you said, just do it. And I was like, that's what my question.
I thought that was your Nike.
It could be Nike, it could be
We were talking about
the
tennis
real question
shoes.
is, how do you feel about his rat tail?
Rat tails are probably never.
So my more serious question is, where do you draw inspiration from? Because I know a lot of people draw inspiration from people like Zay Frank and Weezy Waiter, but I was just wondering.
It's just like
There's like recuperated.
Owen Rogers is one of my favorite people. At the very beginning of Chuggaaconnory, I would literally watch every single one of his videos, daily vlogs, gaming vlogs, ridiculous. And just watching other people that you enjoy and trying, it's always good to just draw inspiration.
You see the type of videos, you see the type of videos you want to make, and watch
Like
those.
when you see stuff that you like, it inspires you. You know?
Okay.
I draw inspiration from my own mind.
Oh, you're better than that.
Yes, you.
Okay, so I think that our generation, or you guys' generation, is really undervalued, and I think y'all are capable of like amazing things. And I think that us as parents have to stand up and kind of expect more and believe you can do more. And so keeping that in tow, I've got 4 of my own, and my oldest is 13, and he's got some amazing ideas. Problem is, he's got these amazing ideas and he can create it, and I got him a screen recorder and all that. But then he doesn't know how to do the video editing, and I don't want to do it all.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest? How can I get it going?
I literally learned to edit. Like you have to. It's just a process. It's literally just
Like
experience.
iMovie, like what? What do you?
I think it's probably good to start.
It's free.
Yeah, yeah, all the editing softwares are created very
Well,
Just know your
one of my favorite lines is this. It's like, you can teach, I think it's by Robert Rodriguez. You can teach a creative person to be technical, but you can't teach a technical person to be creative.
Okay, so that's awesome.
yeah.
That is a solid quote. Okay, next
I love
question.
that.
We have you were gonna be on the YoungTubers panel last year.
I was, but I couldn't come to VidCon.
Okay. Anyway,
We have 5 minutes, let's get this done.
No pressure. Okay, so are you guys ever afraid? Because a lot of you guys do make videos about social issues from time to time. But are you afraid, since you're so young, if you want to make a video like, I don't know, a tag video, a toilet tag, that you're going to be taken less seriously because you're so young? You're just going to fall into that stereotype?
That statement does exist.
I make comedy videos, so I think it doesn't really matter.
But I feel like as long as you make videos that are solid along with those tag videos, people won't lose that much respect for you. That much. They still kind of will.
Like people, yeah, they won't, I don't know, I'm not really worried about that, to be honest, just because
Just do things you find fun.
no, yeah, just do, and if people are like, oh, what a loser, then, you know, whatever, like, I enjoy doing this, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm gonna do the toilet tag, you know, like, I don't know, I just think we shouldn't,
So don't really worry about
yeah, don't worry about
other people's respect. Just like, do it.
yeah.
Just like controlling this hand.
I should have brought it up, I
You want
apologize.
to say something?
No?
Me? You guys pretty much said that.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you, by the way. And yes,
The last question, I think.
Okay, so I haven't really been doing YouTube videos lately, but when I used to, I would constantly think, oh, like this isn't gonna happen. Like it would be crazy if it did. If YouTube just vanished and you were left like with, what would you guys do?
So if YouTube wasn't the thing, what would we do? Well, I kind of want to go into math, so I still got that going for me. Like, no videos, gotta go study math.
That's literally the reason I want to go to school, because like this is a really inconsistent. Like you can get flagged or something like 3 times and have your channel deleted.
Yeah.
So anything can happen, or you can just become irrelevant. That's gonna happen to me. I give it 2 years. So, yeah, that's big.
I would continue acting and like making content for other platforms. I think there's always going to be a platform to share like your content and your videos on. Like there's already other platforms.
Yeah, there's people who are
There's
making
no platforms. There's no platforms.
Yeah, so if YouTube disappeared, I would cry for a little bit.
Yes, if YouTube just disappeared, I would sit and walk crying for
Yeah, I would cry for a while.
just wait for somebody else to make a video and take one on your platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vimeo would be the new YouTube. If YouTube vanished.
Okay. Have we covered all the questions? Did we like perfectly time this?
Thank you.
Yes, we did. Thank you.